But we also have the Toronto map, and interestingly enough, I know that there's this added feature in Overwatch, so there's going to be an interesting element added, which is the weather is going to be changing now. Can you tell me more about that and how it's going to change the gameplay?
Well, first off, visually, like weather, I feel like nowadays is really important to a lot of players, because just so many players are into graphics and how to make things like look really well. As far as affecting the gameplay, you know, if the conditions are rainy or they're foggy, that'll affect especially players that are like using sniping characters, like Widowmaker, you know, because there's going to be fog or rain in the way. So, you know, it might allow for some flanking or something. It really depends on how they implement it into the game. But I think it's cool and to have dynamic weather in Overwatch. I think it's going to make it really interesting for each map.
Interestingly enough, you mentioned that there are going to be hundreds of missions according to the Overwatch 2 team, but they are going to feature varying elements like different objectives. You also have enemy factions, the time of day, and even the dynamic weather conditions. So tell me more about that.
I thought it was really interesting that like when they mentioned like, okay, if you're gonna go into Rome, you have to check what time of the day is it, and you know, maybe if it's at night you want Widowmaker on your team because she has like sight and stuff. And I thought, I was like, oh my god, if they're actually adding that factor, that you know, level of gameplay that you actually have to even pre-plan who's on your team just based on, you know, the weather that's there, the time of day it is, and maybe even the map, of course, even the map and stuff. I thought it's like it will just add a whole other dimension to the game as we know it